Hey everybody, how's it going? Today I'm going to be changing the ignition coil on my 2002 Volkswagen Jetta 2 liter. This Volkswagen ignition coil picked up from an auto wrecker, hence the pink paint on it. That's just for warranty purposes. Um, One thing to make sure when you check them out, make sure your contact points are all clean in there. Uh, Make sure your pins are all clean in there. Make sure there's no green crusties or any of that. Also, give it a shake. You don't want to hear anything moving in there. So, other than that, we're going to need mostly what we're going to need is a 6, an H6, 6 millimeter hex or Allen key, and a 5 millimeter or H5. A 1/4 inch ratchet. You could use 3/8 if you want. A extension. I don't know what this is. 6 inches? Sure. 2 inch extension, don't really need, but it's handy. A small screwdriver for popping the clip on the ignition coil that clamps onto here. Pliers are handy, not a necessity. Screwdriver with flat screwdrivers, handy. And a light is definitely handy. But you can get by with just that. Is all you really need are the two sockets, 5, a 6, a ratchet, an extension. In fact, you can probably get by without the extension. It just makes things easier. And a small screwdriver for prying open the clip. And the light would definitely be handy, but these are all you really need. I feel like Steve Martin in the movie, was it The Jerk, where he talks about, all I really need is this chair. That's all I really need. Yeah, this chair. And this magazine. That's all I really need is this chair and this magazine. And this remote for the TV. All I need is this chair, the TV, the remote, and this magazine. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to set up the camera over on so you guys can see the car, and we'll get started. All right? Hold on a second. All right, here we go. To start off, you need to remove the engine cover. It's pretty simple. Pull your dipstick. Carefully don't break off the plastic. These things break all the time. Carefully lift up at the front. You'll hear it loosen from some little rubber clips it pops in. You might have to loosen this bolt off. You might not. You should be able to just slide it out. There's a little rubber bushing there. And that's it. You can remove the engine cover and set it aside. Now, you can see on mine I've got new wires. I've got new plugs. And as stated previously, I did pick up a coil from the wrecker before. I picked up a new air pump, this secondary air injection pump. I had to pick up a new hose. You can see pretty much everything is clean under here. I did have to do some wiring. They always break loose from this bracket. I just used some zip ties and wired it in, and it's been fine ever since. But we're going to have to move this, and in order to do that, we're going to have to take these hoses off. And they're a bit of a... Well, that one wasn't bad. So let's get that out of the way for now. Let's see if we can pop that one off too. Oh, bonus. Okay. Not everything's usually that easy, but let's just be thankful it was this time. Okay, so there's going to be one bolt here, one there, and one down there. So we're going to have to take those off to move the air pump out of the way, and the coil is directly below. So let's start by taking these out. Here's where we'll take our 1/4 inch ratchet and our H6 or 6 millimeter hex bolt. So we'll just break this loose. Go ahead and get in there. There we go. There we go. We'll just loosen that one up. Now this one, the extension will definitely come in handy on this one. Not sure if I need the big extension, but we'll try it. In this case, I'm using a locking extension. You don't really have to, but locking extensions are great. You don't have to worry about the socket coming out and falling down into the engine compartment. All right, let's remove these. I did mention a third bolt down here. Mine's gone. Didn't have one when I got it, but there is supposed to be one there. So I might see if I can round one up and put it in there. But that's not really central to showing you what to do with this. Main thing is just get this air pump out of the way. chances are if you're driving a 4th gen VW with the 2-liter engine, this thing is just flopping around. You might even be able to just pull it off out of the bracket. Maybe. Probably not. But it's possible. Come on. Should have been using my cordless ratchet here, but I don't know why they put such long bolts in here in the first place. Okay, there's one. We're just going to set that on top of the intake. We'll take this one off. Okay, pull that off, set that there. And we'll just, this one's finger tight now, so we can loosen it. Set that with the other bolt. And just kind of set this out of the way. And there we go. And then we have full unfettered access to the coil. Here's the coil down here. Now you'll see the first plug wire, it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. So your 4th one is at the top, blah, 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 etc., etc. Now before we remove those, we're going to pull this off. There we go. Didn't even need the screwdriver. That one just slid right off. You'll see that's all good. Clean in there. You can see the connectors are good. Let's see. Let's get that out of the way for now. What we need is possibly this little screwdriver to remove the clip off of here, so we can just get this wire out of the way. Okay, there we go. That just gives us a little more wiggle room here for getting the coil out. Not entirely necessary, but not entirely unnecessary. So now for this, these ones holding the coil on, they are the 5mm or the H5. So we'll take that, put that on the extension, put that on the ratchet. We'll loosen those off. Notice how we've left the plug wires on for now. Hold on, let me get my cordless ratchet here. This is going to take all day. You don't need a cordless ratchet, but for the sake of keeping this video from being 2 hours long, let's just go ahead and use it. You can see how unnecessarily long those are. Up there too. There's 3 of them holding the coil on. I've had these ones out before. If you haven't, be gentle with them, work them back and forth, maybe spray a little lubricant, PB Blaster, WD-40, whatever you have, let it soak for a while, because these little bolts get kind of corroded and you don't want them to break off in there. And down to the ground that one went. So let's just pull the coil up here. There we go. So like I said, as you can see, starting at the bottom, it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. So let's just get the replacement coil. Take a look-see side by side, make sure everything's the same, connectors are the same, it's all good. Let's pull the boot. 1, 3. So it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. Just hold on 1 second here. 1, 3, 2, and 4, starting at the bottom. Now there's nothing visibly wrong with this coil. You can see it's clean and stuff, but I'm having a misfire, and I've checked everything I could possibly check, and this is what it boils down to. So if this doesn't work, it's either a valve, like I didn't do a compression test because I don't want to. It's the spark plugs are underneath the intake manifold, so it was a bit of a bitch changing them. So to do a compression test would be a pain in the ass, leak down test. So if it still misfires after this, it's either a bad valve or rings, oil getting past the rings and fouling the spark plug. I don't know, but everything leads me to believe that this is a coil. So let's just get those out of the way. Set this in here. These little projections here that stick up, let me get that out of the way. There's 3 of them, and they kind of stick up, and they kind of sink into these. So once you get this in place, you'll know it's in the right place once you get it there. There we go. There. Okay. Now we'll start these again. Start them by hand. Now you'll remember that I dropped one of those into the engine bay. So at this point you'd be crawling around underneath the car looking for it, but I grabbed the extras when I was at the the junkyard, the auto wrecker. What do you guys call it? Junkyard, auto wrecker, dismantler. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so we've got those started. We'll run them in with this. These don't have to be uber tight, just tight enough they're not going to come out. Okay, so the new coil is bolted in place. I'll bring you guys over here and take a little better look so you can see down there. There we go. So there's one bolt there, one there, and one there. And it just sits like that. All right. So let's clip that back on. Should click. It doesn't want to, but it's there anyway. So we go. One down at the bottom here. Let's push this back into the little hole. So it's out of the way. Ah! Okay, hold on. Hold on, everybody. There we go. That's where we're working. So we'll start with the number 1 spark plug on the bottom. Good. 3. 2 and 4. Just like it was made to be that way. Look at that. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Now we've got to put the air pump back on. So I'll start it out. Let's put this one in first. We'll just loosely start it. Bit of a pain in the butt here. You do not want to cross thread this. You're going into aluminum and it's really easy to cross thread, so make sure you get it started straight. Let's take that one. Let's take the extension off of here. What am I doing? Take that off of there. Again, we're back with the H6 on these shorter bolts. One of them goes right. There we go. So let's get that back in there. Okay, get that through the hole. Okay. That off of there. Let's go back to our cordless for speed's sake. Come on. All right. There we go. Let's tighten this one up. Okay. So now we want to reconnect the air hose fittings. This one goes to your intake. It's a large one. When you're taking these off, you'll see there's a serrated edge or a textured edge. You just squeeze those together and it should loosen right off. Okay. And let's see, are we going the right way? Yep. Okay, so that's all in, everything's connected, our wires are all hooked up. We should be good to go. Let's get these tools out of the way and we'll give it a test fire to see if she fires up. Before we do as such, we'll stick the dipstick back in there. We'll go turn it over and see if it fires up and runs. Sounds pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to pause you and move you guys over. This last step isn't necessary for you guys. If you don't have a code reader or a scanner, don't worry about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my code reader, clear the codes from it. I've got a misfire on cylinder 1 and a random misfire happening. So we'll see. I also have a bunch of O2 cylinders because I'm missing half my exhaust, but that's another story entirely. So let's just stop it here and I'll set you guys back up over there. So just hang on a sec. All right, folks, here we are in the car now. I've got my scanner hooked up to it. The port is down there. Why do I want to say USB? OBD port is down there. Your scanner may look like this. It may look different. Anyway, we're just going to go to Diagnose Systems. Diagnose Systems. Common System. Engine. So it's connecting. Oh, let me turn the key on here first. Don't know if you guys see that, just saying connecting 01 engine. Reading system information. There we go. Engine. Yeah, that's good. It just tells you what it is. 2.01 liter, the serial number, blah, blah, blah. Reading data. Read fault codes. We'll go down to that. Let's make sure we're plugged in here. Make sure we're turned on. Reading system information. Trouble code 6. That's what I had last time. So oxygen sensor. Let's go down. Oxygen sensor. 1, 2, 3 oxygen sensor. 4 random multiple cylinder misfire detected sporadic. 5 cylinder 1 misfire detected sporadic. 6 cylinder 2 misfire detected sporadic. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to clear these codes. We know the oxygen sensor codes will come back. So those clear fault codes. Do you want to erase all fault codes? Yes. We know the oxygen sensor codes are going to come back, but we're going to hope the misfires don't. Okay, fault codes have been cleared. So let's just make sure. Let's take another quick reading here. See if we got any fault codes. See if we got them all. Come on. Reading system information. That's the type of engine. Reading data. Data. Whatever you want to call it. Read fault codes. Reading fault codes. No fault codes present. Okay, let's start it up. It starts up and purrs like a kitten. The problem I was having before is every now and then, just totally randomly, it would slip into it and start running on 3 cylinders. Okay, so let's check now that we've let it run a little bit. I probably should have gone around the block as a real test, but let's just see if there are any fault codes. Reading fault codes. Failed to communicate. Come on. Make sure we're hooked up good there. Reading system information. I know this is exciting for you guys, isn't it? Reading data. Let's read fault codes. This is trouble codes 1. What do we got? Oxygen sensor. Okay, so we're good. No misfires. Not really a test. I should drive it around, take it for a ride around the block, but I'm not going to. I'll check it again tomorrow, but I'm thinking this is fine. No problems here, so we're just going to leave it at that. That's it. So it's a fairly quick little fix. It doesn't take that long. It's not that difficult. It's nothing to be afraid of. Anybody with even the mildest of mechanical aptitude should be able to do it. Don't be afraid to do it. A lot of repairs are doable. The only thing holding people back is fear. There's not much you can screw up too bad. Maybe watch a YouTube video before you do it, like this one, or any of my other videos. Yeah, I'm running a little rich. I can smell it. Yeah, that's about it. She's good to go. Again, don't let fear hold you back. Watch some videos, read your manual, pick yourself up. I know with the internet, most people don't buy them anymore. Pick yourself up a Chilton's or Haynes manual. It's invaluable if you work on your own car. If for nothing else, just looking up the torque specs for certain bolts and things. It's just super handy. Capacities for fluids, all that stuff. It's just great. It's a great resource to have around. And it'll let you know ahead of time if you're about to get in over your head. Just check it out. Check out YouTube videos, like I said. But there's not much you can't do, short of rebuilding your engine. And even that's doable. Yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them down below and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Have a good day. yeah, that's about it. I've got some more work to do on this thing, but I just thought I'd record a quick little video on this because it's a pretty common issue. When I was at the wrecker, I must have checked about 15 Volkswagens, and half of them at least were missing the coil. They're also missing the hazard light switch here. The switch has the built-in flasher on it, and it's a common fail point on these. So they're all missing too. I didn't manage to find one of those either, but that's not really video worthy. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.